the editables. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. I recently started watching the Hangover trilogy.
John C. Reilly's in this?
Oh, really?
And Kevin Bacon, that's why when you said him.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep, David Strathairn, Kevin Bacon, Joseph Mazzello from, he was the young kid in Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
John C. Reilly, Benjamin Bratt.
Drill on me. Big dog.
Please let the audience know that the dog was drooling on you and not one of us.
No.
Just leave that context in there.
There's no way this movie has a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes.
C. Thomas Howell, you said?
Huh?
C. Thomas Howell, you said?
John C. Reilly?
John C. Reilly. Those C's, man, they hit you.
That was a completely different name.
My brain works in weird ways. Isn't he the guy that's in the movies with Will Ferrell all the time?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, one time I was talking about Mark Wahlberg. I was talking about Mark Wahlberg, and I kept saying Mark Hamill for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I I felt so
They look
stupid.
pretty similar, so I don't even blame him.
Sure, yeah. Well, I don't know. I do that sometimes where I say the completely wrong name.
Yeah.
Then I walk away. I'm like, I'm retarded. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. River Wild.
Yeah. I remember it being good. I haven't seen it in well over a decade.
There's a lot of movies out there that I remember watching as a kid that I probably shouldn't have seen. Friday the 13th, for one.
Game Nuts.
Game Nuts. The
Game
store.
Nuts.
What?
How? Crush? High fall?
That's
What?
stupid.
What did you do, Parker?
I literally
Been receiving
didn't do...
reports of unauthorized drones
You killed
patrolling
somebody.
the area. Since
That
they're
was
not
trying
ours,
to
should
kill
look
you.
into them. It also sounds like the Dustmen are planning a quarantine break.
All right.
One other thing.
Touch the fire hydrant.
Tell your friend Zeke to stop calling me. If he wants to play hero and track down leads, that's his business. But I don't need to hear about it.
Zeke, what the hell are you doing?
You get that. So, I heard that the new Suicide Squad, it's doing very poorly at the box office. Right?
I heard it was doing really well.
Really, I heard it was like considered HBO Max's failures.
I've heard it's been doing incredibly well.
Really, I have not heard anyone say that.
Damn, why do I have 3 main missions?
I really loved it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I think
It had a few moments.
Well,
that were
I was
funny.
comparing it mainly to the previous entries in the DC universe, which
Okay, that's
this
fair.
is leagues above anything they've produced so far.
Yeah, that's true.
Look. I know this might get hate, but the Joss Whedon cut of Justice League was not good. It was not good. I know people agree with that, but the Zack Snyder cut wasn't really that much better. It was just longer.
I haven't seen either, so I can't really debate you on that.
The Snyder cut was 4 hours long.
What?
Yeah.
That does a superhero movie doesn't need to be 4 hours long. Okay.
If you can
And
write it,
it was in 4-to-3 ratio.
if
What?
you can, yeah, because it was the director's original vision for a superhero show.
That's
yeah.
just painful.
It seems a little pretentious to me, but
I mean, I like seeing the director's original vision of things, but sometimes we do shit like that. It's just like, what the hell?
really no.
The Dustmen are camping out on the train.
That's not laying down, Cooper.
We should clear them out. Get the train moving again.
He wants love.
Should I clear him out?
I mean, next you don't have to, but...
He's like going for my hand when I stop petting him. He's like, just keep doing this forever, please. Your skull feels weird, Cooper.
I would agree that it is better than a lot of those pieces. I didn't like Birds of Prey.
I thought that was like maybe the second. But, I liked Aquaman. I liked Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman.
I honestly kind of felt like they were a bit boring. But I don't know, superhero.
But I think this latest Suicide Squad is probably the best one so far because he had a huge cast to deal with, James Gunn,
Yeah.
and the fact that each of them got way more development than our mainline heroes in their own films within a 2-hour time frame, that's pretty effective script writing, I think.
Does Joss Whedon still direct?
I don't know.
I don't think he does anymore. Ever since there's a controversy and shit.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Oh, that's something to do with his old show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh.
I started watching that. That's okay. It gets better as the more you watch it. But I kind of like the old 90s vibe to it. It's very nostalgic to me. And somebody criticized me the other day. It's like, you don't like superhero movies, but you like campy horror movies? Point, I guess, if I'm criticizing writing for a lot of horror movies in the 80s. Fucking garbage. So,
It's more nostalgia.
it is. That's kind of what it is. I like older things.
I mean,
The feeder box is
way
on
I
the other
see
end
it,
of the tunnel. You're gonna have to charge
I
it.
love the MCU and what it does and everything, and there are movies that are. I'm not blind. I'm not a blind fan.
Yeah.
Thor: The Dark World sucked. Captain Marvel wasn't that good.
I don't think anybody likes that movie.
Oh, I'm sure there's. I don't
know-
think it's like the worst one I've ever seen.
I know a lot
It
of
wasn't that good.
I know a lot of people don't like the actress. What is her?
Yeah, I don't really.
Well, because
I don't really
she
subscribe.
was kind of pretentious about it. About wanting to be the new face of Marvel or some shit.
Yeah, apparently Chris Pratt really hates her too. They
I
were
don't-
they were like in an interview together, and you can totally tell.
Yeah.
Because she just like kind of like is like being really mean to him, and he's just like,
I don't really
Okay.
like look into people's like actors' personal lives. I just like watching their performance.
I don't either. Like I don't really do that typically, but
Like
sometimes you see things and you're just like, oh, well, that sucks.
oh yeah, you're always gonna see
Yeah.
something on the internet.
Because like I liked Brie Larson in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah,
She did get that, but
she won an Oscar or Academy Award. Is an Oscar and an Academy Award the same thing?
I don't watch that.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of hand them out to whatever they want now. There's no like.
My film teacher actually criticized me for not watching the Oscars. But I guess he kind of did that.
You should watch what you want to watch.
Yeah.
If you don't like superhero movies like you, then you don't ever watch them.
I kind of just watched. I think I just watched Suicide Squad because it was on, and I was
Yeah.
like, "There's
Well,
nothing
yeah.
else to watch.
That's
Why
the whole
not?"
point of entertainment. Like,
Yeah, and I did laugh a few times. I think
a lot of the jokes were funny, but that's maybe just my sense of humor.
honestly, I thought the first 10 minutes was god awful. I hated the first 10 minutes.
They were trying to speed us into the.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Wow.
yeah.
I
The only
did-
times I laughed is when they killed all, like, that scene where they killed all those people, and they're like, "Those were friendlies." You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That was pretty
I haven't
funny.
seen it
yeah,
yet.
don't.
Shut up.
Yeah, we shouldn't spoil it, but
Yeah, don't actually spoil it because
Yeah, but I don't really... I wouldn't, like, advocate people to see it personally.
I'd say at least give it one watch. If you don't like it, then it's not that much time wasted.
Yeah, it's like, it's an HBO Max exclusive right now. Except for, like, theaters.
Well, yeah.
The theaters still aren't doing very well.
no.
Yeah.
The transition, it's weird because some of the more densely populated areas like LA and New York, where probably most of their like box office contribution comes from is from the big inner cities.
Yeah.
And they have heavy restrictions still on COVID.
Yeah.
And that's why people don't want
I don't understand when people are like complain about crowds cheering at a movie or stuff or getting excited about what's happening in the movie. That's the whole point of going to a movie theater.
It's to be entertained, yeah.
It's a group thing. You're sitting in a giant room with a bunch of other people.
I just electric.
It's like going to a
trophy.
concert. You're like
Yeah.
you go there for the energy of the crowd and that's the whole point. I don't get. What are you gonna do? Stand up and say, "Shh, I'm trying to watch the movie," and ruin the entire experience for everyone else?
Like 100.
People do that, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, but going to see the Avengers in theaters with like people who have watched this for 10 years just like you, and that reaction, like it's like you're in a room with a bunch of like-minded people. Like that's a great experience. That's why we should never get rid of theaters like they've advocated.
Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, I would be down if theaters started showing like older movies. Like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
cool would it be to see the original Star Wars in theater?
If I could go and rewatch like some of my favorite movies in a theater setting, that would be great.
Yeah, like, oh, I would love to see. I'd love to see the original Halloween in theaters. Just to see that
Oh yeah,
credits scroll. I'd be so down for that.
Oh yeah.
You know, the last movie I saw in theaters that I had gone to was to see the new Halloween movie because, like, I only go to theaters for, like, horror movies at this point.
Oh really?
I kind of want to see the M. Night Shyamalan's Old, even though I heard it's awful. But
Everyone has kept laughing because
Whoa.
I've seen a bunch of comments and stuff on the internet about it, and he's like, this guy either makes absolute shit or gold. There's no in between.
yeah, that's well. There's an in between for his shit. There's either it's so bad it's hilarious or it's just bad.
Like my favorite ones from M. Night Shyamalan are, I think,
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, and I always have a
Unbreakable.
problem saying that. I'd say Signs, Sixth Sense, Unbreakable.
What about a lot of people like Split too?
That's real. I actually loved Split too.
Split's okay.
Who did?
I don't like Glass.
Who did A Quiet Place?
Glass wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good. What?
Who did A Quiet Place?
Oh, that's not M. Night Shyamalan.
No, that's not. M. Night
I know that's not
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. I'm just-
I don't
I think
know
it
who
is
did
John
that.
Krasinski. I think he
Okay.
directed it, or he produced it at least.
That was a good movie.
It was.
I first heard of that movie through memes though.
It must be nice acting with your wife. 'Cause Emily Blunt and him are married.
Have you seen Emily Blunt was good in this other horror movie called The Invisible Man that I kind of liked.
Oh really?
Have you seen that? It's pretty good.
I do like Emily Blunt.
Every time I hear the Invisible Man, I can only ever think of that one episode of Everybody Hates Chris where they talk about that movie.
Oh man, I never watched that show.
Well, the one episode that I'm thinking about is Chris writes a report. They have to write a report on the book, The Invisible Man. So he looks up a sheet, which I think we've all done to write a book report, is to watch the movie version of it.
Oh yeah.
And he does that, and then his friend tells him, you know, the book Invisible Man has nothing to do with the movie The Invisible Man.
Oh shit.
And so he basically flunked a report. And I remember you know how it's like the show is like his vision of what he sees.
Yeah.
And it paints this picture of what the teacher's lounge looks like, which is like a coked up like party fest or some shit.
Huh.
And it's really funny.
Isn't it narrated by Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I.
Because it's supposed to be, isn't it supposed to be his life or some shit? I forget.
No, I think it's just a show. I don't think what actually happened in the show happened.
Well, I mean, just like not actually happened, but maybe just some semblance of the Red Baron.
I don't think so.
I had heard that Chris Rock was kind of a shitty person for a while.
once again, I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Well, apparently he cheated on his wife and openly admitted that on talk shows. And that's kind of fucked up. But apparently Adam Sandler helped him out. Like, helped him get back on track and helped him realize the error of his ways.
Yeah, because they were buddies on SNL.
Yeah, and usually, like, from what you see Adam Sandler act like in movies, you probably think he's like an asshole,
some
but he's a
prisoners
really
on
nice.
I've heard he's
He's a really
I've
nice
actually
guy.
heard he's a good.
Do you mind not pointing the gun at me?
Yeah, get your.
Don't
finger
worry,
off-
Kevin. It's only a water pistol you spray painted black.